Well, this is a flashy treatment room for a downhill mountain biking scene.
Absolutely, yes.
Talk us through how the athletes are receiving this.
Okay, well, if you imagine sort of 12 years ago when I started doing this, then I used to walk around with my table asking people and saying hello. And then I met a man called Marcus Stockel of MS Racing, and he gave me the opportunity to have a space to work from. And it's progressed from easy ups, which is how he started, to what we presently have here, which is probably some of the best conditions I've ever worked in all the sports I've worked in.
Oh wow! How has it revolutionised your business, so to speak? How are the athletes? I saw Danny Hart coming in here, and
well, you'll just find that he's just coming here in again. Look, there he is.
oh, this is perfect.
Thank you very much, Danny. Much appreciated.
Oh, he's just giving you a shirt.
Same jersey.
So.
Yeah, and it makes my hair stand up on my arm like this. So they take it really well. The fact being is that they can come to a pit. It's warm. It's private. I work for Red Bull, Fuschel Austria, so the priority goes to Red Bull riders, and then Mondraker riders, MS riders come next, and then everybody else. So I work on everybody, but it's just so unique because I have people coming here who are sponsored by other companies and by other major bike companies as well, but they all know they get the same treatment, the same confidentiality. I am quite lucky where I don't ride or walk the course, but I know the course a lot. I know what lines people are taking, but they all know that everything stays with me. So for them to be able to have the confidence to talk about all aspects of cycling and also personal issues, because as you can imagine, if you get some of the girls in here, fear plays a big factor for those girls. They're doing the same course as the men are doing. And so full respect to the girls. You know, it really takes some strength, not just physically but mentally, for them to cope with these things. And being able to come here, they can get strapped up 9 times out of 10. For example, last year I used just under 1 kilometre of tape. So, you know, as you can imagine, that's a lot of tape, that's a lot of injuries. So
I love what you said before. You've got the bike mechanic here, you're the sport mechanic here. What are the common injuries? Oh, I didn't say that.
I'm body mechanic. Yeah.
What
Predominantly, the main injuries they have for the girls, we're generally looking at shoulders, because physically, this is not a put down, but you're not quite as strong as the guys. So 9 times out of 10, shoulders and wrists, and that's without obviously any contusions they have and hematomas from falling off and greeting the ground at 40, 50 k's an hour.
Insane. What about the men?
With the men, it's the same. You're looking at shoulders because they're going faster, they're doing bigger jumps. I get knees. I've had a big session with knees since Val d'Isole, and so there's a lot of guys, they like the privacy of getting strapped. They can go out of here, they're covered up so people don't know, or the riders don't know. They maybe find out through one way or another, and then at the end, then I'll always take off all the strapping and taping, and again, it's this fact of them having the confidence to know that if they tell me the truth, I will do my utmost for them to ride. And you just missed the opportunity there where a guy, Marcus, a chap from Sweden, came up and thanked me for reassuring him not to race. So these decisions are as much important as anything else, you know.
You've answered my question, but how do you know, and how heartbreaking is it for you to say, look, it's over for you right now? And how do you do that? You know?
Yeah, well it is a tough decision to make, but it's as important as anything else, and I have to think about their futures and their careers. I mean, for example, we have Marcus Peckel just coming in here now, and he's just waiting for the moment, but he had a big injury earlier on in the season, and he takes the advice from me, but the bottom line is it's up to them, you know. So if they decide that they will, and as I said before, I'll do my utmost to help them. But in certain circumstances, especially with head injuries, then you have to go on the side of caution and just explain to them the possibilities of what could happen, and just be honest with them. You know, that's the main thing, the honesty and integrity. I'd say, for example, 80% of my work is done before I even lay a hand on them. It's the observation, it's noting things, it's seeing them ride past and just checking them out at times when they're not on my table. You know, you can notice, you can get a lot more from when they're not here in front of me than when other times.
What's your message to every athlete here today? Like, what's
okay.
the thing that you
If it's the first time they're going out in the morning, then I'll say just get your lines dialed. Don't go fast, and you're never too pro to push back up the hill and do part of the game. And if I was trying to think of anything else, get down in one piece, because at the end of the day, unless you cross that line, then you're not going to get anywhere. And if you look at last year at the World Championships, we had Sam Hill, who was really on it and crashed in a rock garden. We had Josh Bryson, who was no more than 50 metres from the finish line, and he ended up hurting himself. And G. Atherton, fair play to the man, he crossed that line in the fastest time. And I have to be a little bit patriotic because he was British and he did win. So big up to G for doing that. It's fantastic.
Can I say one of the most inspirational interviews all week? Thank you.